Hey guys, welcome back. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I've got a book haul, a very special book haul, but one that is different than any book haul I have ever filmed before, but one that I am nonetheless super excited about. So if you've been around my channel for a while, you'll know that I've been a little bit MIA. Totally sorry about that, but I have a good reason. And that reason is, drumroll, the reason is that I am currently 6 months pregnant. So yes, I am expecting a little one in August and I am over the moon. I have been honestly trying to just wrap my head around it and get a bunch of things in order. And that's why, filming videos kind of took a backseat. Reading in general has kind of taken a backseat. But now that I am kind of back in the groove of things, I figured it would only be appropriate to film a book haul video, one that is focused purely on kids books, baby books, basically. I will be totally honest, this is my first kiddo. I am not at all familiar with babies. I don't even know what kind of books that they like to read. I kind of went with a mix between Googling the best or the most popular children's books and then ones that I just like the cover and the concept behind. So before I dive into the books, let me just say really quickly, if you have kids or you are familiar with the babies, please let me know your book recommendations below because I am looking to expand the library, obviously. But the haul that I have today is just a small drop in the bucket, I'm sure, because I plan on buying a lot more books before baby arrives. So that said, let's go ahead and dive into the books that I do have. Okay, so the first book, I actually got two by the same author, but this is called The Bunny Rabbit Show by Sandra Boynton. I absolutely love this art style. That's probably why I ended up buying two of her books. And from what I have read about her and also kind of read within the book, she does really humorous children's books. And so I really like that concept. So I picked up The Bunny Rabbit Show, and then I also picked up the Going to Bed book. Now, I will be totally honest. When I was at my used bookstore, they had so many books by her that I had a hard time deciding which ones to get, but I went ahead and picked these two up, knowing that I will probably pick more of her books up in the future. These were just really a starting off point. And as for why I picked them up, aside from them sounding cute, I figured I would get one humorous one and then one that was kind of a little bit more relaxed, related to going to bed. I don't know. Again, I'm not at all familiar with children's books. I don't know what to expect. I'm just winging it here. Next up, we have a classic, Goodnight Moon. Those of you who either have kids or remember this from your childhood are probably familiar with this. It's on all of the top list of baby's first libraries, and so as soon as I saw it, I knew that I had to get this quintessential classic. It's basically about exactly what you think. We've got a little, I think, rabbit character. Yeah, basically saying goodnight to all of the things. I'm not gonna read this, but it's super adorable. And again, a classic, which is why I wanted to pick it up. To be honest, it's the one book that I saw that seemed familiar. So I figured it would be remiss of me not to pick it up. Okay, this next book was actually the very first book that I picked up to be part of the library. I am not at all familiar with the author, but the story resonated with me so much. I don't know if it was because I was hormonal or what, but I almost teared up just reading it. I thought it was super cute. It's called The Little Pea, and I actually got this one because it features a family of peas. It's not just about, say, the little kiddo, or not just about mom, not just about dad. It's about all three characters. And I'll give you a little spoiler because it's a children's book. But what I love about it is that the whole time the pea is basically having to eat dinner so that they can get dessert, only for the dinner to be candy, which is something that they don't want to eat. But the parents basically encourage the little one to finish their dinner of candy so that they can have dessert. Pause for dog barking. And the dessert is broccoli. How adorable is that? I thought it was such a fun twist. But again, I got it because the animation is super adorable. And then it also features a family, like I said. Let me see if I can. There we go. Look at this. How adorable is that? I love it so much. Okay, so next up is none other than a Dr. Seuss. I have so many fond memories of Dr. Seuss books from growing up, and my used bookstore had, I'm pretty sure, every single Dr. Seuss book that's ever been written. I mean, it was like shelves dedicated to their work. And so I knew I had to pick up a Dr. Seuss book. But one thing that I didn't know, which I thought was super interesting, is that he actually wrote different levels of books depending on the reader's age. So like Green Eggs and Ham, I think, which are stories that I'm familiar with, are dedicated more so towards older kiddos, whereas you've got these bright and early books for beginners, which are aimed more towards preschool and younger. So I thought that that would be a perfect addition to a baby library. As you can tell, it's a lot thinner than your typical Dr. Seuss book, but that's perfect. All of these books are very short, as I'm assuming they're supposed to be, but this one I picked up for two reasons. One, Dr. Seuss, I mean, super popular, you can't go wrong. And then also the story. This one is a really fun one because you get to make a lot of sounds, which I feel would be very interactive when you're reading it out loud. So for example, you've got Mr. Brown can buzz, can you buzz? And then let me kind of skip a couple of pages ahead. He can go like a train, choo choo choo. So anyway, it's filled with all of these kind of animal noises and onomatopoeias, and yeah, just really fun in general, and probably also good practice for me when I'm reading out loud, because I will be totally honest, even though obviously I am a huge reader, I do all my reading silently. So it's going to be fun and interesting for me to now start reading books aloud, but definitely a challenge that I'm up to and one that I am looking forward to. Okay, so last up, full disclosure, I did not buy this from a used bookstore. However, it was gifted to me by my grandmother years ago. I'm thinking, let me see, 97. I was old then. I think I was 10. But as you can see here, she actually wrote a note to me, which, rereading it again, I started crying again, hormones. However, I knew when I got this book, it's basically traveled with me everywhere that I've gone. Every time that I've purged books, I always keep this one because I knew that one day I wanted to read it to my own kid and also hand it down to them when they got old enough. And sure enough, that time has come. Oh, it's so crazy to think about, you guys. But as you can see from the cover, it is just classic fairy tales. But I just love the way that it looks. Not only is it like super thick, but it's got these gilded page edges that are admittedly kind of deteriorating just a little bit. It's fading, but that just goes to show how well loved it's been. Obviously, like I said, I've got my little personal note from my grandmother, but on top of that, it's just so beautiful to look at. I mean, every single page is colored in some way, be it the edges or the actual illustrations that are relating to each of the stories. And then again, because they are fairy tales, it's just an anthology. So you've got a bunch of books or a bunch of stories in one volume, which I think is perfect. And to be honest, something that I always kind of imagine when reading to my kid, you know, just flipping open one of the random pages and whatever story that lands on, that's what you'll be reading. So very excited about this one. Okay, so there you have it. I know it's a very small book haul, but again, one that I am super excited about, one that is different from any other book haul that I've done before, but cat's out of the bag. Now you guys can hopefully forgive my unexplained absences because you know why I've been gone. But like I said before, if you are familiar with kids books, please let me know in the comments which books you recommend. I am no doubt going to be on the hunt for more. This was just my initial building of the collection, so I will undoubtedly be filming another book haul or like baby's completed library or something like that as the time goes on. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys later. Happy reading. Bye!